Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily English Coach podcast. I'm Rachel, and I'm very happy you're here with me today. In this episode, we're going to talk about childhood. That means talking about life when we were children. We will remember what our lives were like, what we did, what we liked, and how things felt when we were small. Childhood is a big part of who we are today. And it's also a fun and easy topic for practicing English. When you talk about childhood in English, you usually use the past tense. For example, you say, I played with toys when I was little. I went to school near my house. I loved ice cream. These are simple sentences, but they help you share your story. So let's start by thinking about daily life as children. When we were young, life was different. Many of us had less technology. We spent more time outside. We played games with friends, ran in the park or rode our bikes. Some of us grew up in cities, and some of us grew up in small towns or villages. But no matter where we lived, childhood was about learning, growing, and exploring. For example, you can say, when I was a child, I woke up early every day for school. Or when I was young, I usually played outside after homework. Or I lived in a small house with my parents and my brother. Talking about childhood is also about remembering school. What was school like for you? Did you like your teachers? Did you have a favorite subject? You can say my favorite subject was art. I didn't like math when I was small. I enjoyed reading books in the library. Another part of childhood is food. When we are young, we often have favorite foods that make us happy. For example, when I was a child, I loved chocolate. I often ate noodles after school. My grandmother cooked rice for me every day. You can also talk about toys and games. I played with dolls when I was little. I liked football with my friends. I had a teddy bear and I slept with it every night. These are all easy sentences to practice. Family is another big part of childhood. We spend a lot of time with parents, brothers, sisters, or grandparents. Maybe your family was big. Maybe it was small. You can say, I lived with my parents and 2 sisters. My grandparents told me stories. When I was young, I visited my cousins every summer. Talking about childhood also means talking about feelings. Sometimes childhood was happy. Sometimes it was difficult. But we can describe both in simple English. I was happy when I played with my friends. I was sad when I lost my toy. I felt proud when I learned to ride a bike. Let's also think about how childhood today is different from childhood before. Now many children have phones and tablets. They play games online. They watch videos on YouTube. But before, children often played outside more. They read books, climbed trees, or played board games. So you can compare. When I was a child, I didn't have a phone. When I was small, I spent more time outside. My childhood was different from children today. Another way to talk about childhood is through memories. Think about one strong memory from when you were young. It could be a birthday party, a school trip, or a holiday with your family. For example, I remember my 10th birthday. We had a cake, balloons, and I played games with friends. I felt very happy that day. Oh, I remember going to the beach with my family. We built sandcastles and swam in the sea. It was sunny and warm, and I enjoyed it a lot. These small stories are great for English practice because they use past tense, verbs and feelings together. So here's a quick tip. When you want to talk about childhood, start with when I was a child or when I was young. Then add an activity like I played football. I loved candy or I visited my grandparents. It's a simple structure, but it works for many situations. Before we finish, let's think about why it's nice to share childhood stories. When you tell someone about your childhood, you show them more about who you are. You share your background, your culture, and your experiences. It helps people connect with you. And when you listen to someone else's childhood story, you learn more about him too. So here's your challenge. Choose one memory from your childhood. Say it in English out loud. It could be about school, a favorite toy, or a family holiday. Keep it simple, keep it clear. And remember, it doesn't need to be perfect. What matters is sharing your story. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm Rachel, and this was the Daily English Coach podcast. I'll see you in the next episode. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us create more content for you. See you in the next episode.